service of your lotus feet. I offer my constant obeisances to the idea of becoming your friend, but I really relish the idea of becoming your maidservant. O goddess, I shall never pray to you for anything else but the excellent service of your lotus feet. I offer my constant obeisances to the idea of becoming your friend, Sakhi Mama, but I really relish the idea of becoming your maidservant, Dasyaya Te Mama.
In the origin verse, in I think it's Sanskrit, it's double Sakyayate Mama Namostu Nityam. And then again it is Dasyaye Te Mama Rasostu Satyam. So it's even more intense prayer. How much he is giving obeisances, namostu, and then but rasostu, satyam. So it's double.
I think the first one is going with the Sakya, with the friendship. I give my obeisances to you to being your friend, the first namostu. And then the second one goes to I bow down to you to being your maidservant. What's really important here is to understand the difference between Sakhi Bhav being a friend and Dasya Bhav being a maidservant. That the one is being a friend is very nice. Having a deep connection, and it's very important as well. But the deepest and most intimate relation one can have to another is to want to serve. This is the nature of bhakti, right? Bhakti means devotional service. So the closest relation we can have to God, to Radha in this case, is to want to serve her selflessly. And selflessly means without any material attachment, only from the soul. And as everybody knows who's been reading this book before, this intimacy is shown in the Leelas by the fact that by physical closeness, that is, that only those doing in Dasya Bhav, only the maidservants, only the Manjari, are allowed to actually go into the bower, the kunj, and be directly, physically close to Radha and Mohan, have the most intimate connection with them, the most physical, the most intimate physical closeness, proximity. Remember in the Vrindavan forest, in the Lisa, in these Leelas, or in the pure spiritual world. And so the closeness of the bodies together in the spiritual world means a closeness of the hearts in what we would say the closeness of the hearts of the soul in the material world. So the Dasis, and we as the Radha Dasis, we as servants of Radharani, are seeking that as our highest goal. To be intimate servants, to be able to give from our soul to the soul of Radha so that she can carry out her loving pastime with her Mohan.
Beautiful. And taste the rasa. It's rasa, rasos too, means taste the rasa of dasyam. Dasyaya te mama rasos tu. This is meaning of rasa, of taste. This taste of satyam, of service. This is what the Manjaris are enjoying so much. Sevaras, no? This is described. So beautiful.
Explanation. The transcendental relations do not fade away from Shri Raghunathas. I'm sorry, I read wrong. The transcendental revelations do not fade away from Shri Raghunathas. In other words, the visions he's having in his mind of the pastime continue to be strong. Often we read about him praying to get the visions back. Please let me have my vision back. And the explanation is often explaining why he lost the vision or how that happened. But here it just continues. Swamini stands before Tulasi and wants to offer her a friendly relationship, saying, Tulasi, please accept my friendship. So wants to offer her the role of Sakhi, of friend. You can be equal to Lalita and others, and the others, and serve both me and Shyama Sundar. So Lalita is the other most prominent Sakhi in the group. And from that point, you can serve from a distance with less intimacy. And then Tulasi says, "Oh goddess, I don't want anything else but the excellent service of your lotus feet. I offer my obeisances to your friendship. Let it stay on my head. I only want to serve you." So I respect that, and I'm grateful for that offer to be your friend. But what I truly want is to be your servant. No one, Babaji says, but Das Goswami, but Raghunath Das Goswami is so fixed in that desire for Shri Radha's service. That should be our target. Such sincere eagerness cannot be found anywhere else. So the main discovery of bhakti, the main gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is exactly this realization that the very highest relation to the divine that we can have is to serve from our hearts. Bhakti, loving devotion. Not to worship, not to have lots of knowledge, not to just do good things, good deeds, but to be devoted. It's the understanding that the highest experience of God is love of God. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami is eternally and eternally liberated maidservant of Srimati Radharani. So he is the greatest authority, the Acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the tradition. And by following in his footsteps, one will surely attain this service. And what's special about this book, also again, you know if you've been reading it, is that Raghunath Das Goswami has a particularly strong relationship to Radha. Whereas some of the other Goswamis, some of the other devotees, the other Manjaris, they have more of a strong relationship to Radha and Mohan together. We keep coming back again and again to Radha as the focus of Raghunath Das Goswami. This is why he's very special, and this is why Ananta Das Babaji, who's writing this commentary, is so very special. The focus is really on Radha. Raghunath Das Goswami gave the perfect example to the practicing devotees with his sadhana maya jivana, his life that was full of devotional practice. He said, I want to think of myself as a follower of the Goswamis like Rupa and Raghunath Das. What can I do to accomplish that? This is what a practicing devotee should say to herself. I want to think of myself as a follower of the Goswamis like Rupa and Raghunath Das. What can I do to accomplish that? That's, if you like, our study question every day. Hearing and chanting of the Mahavani, the great words of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, will awaken that identification as follower of Rupa and Raghunath. His very powerful words are even greater than the words of the Rishi of yore, so the sages of the Puranas. For these words are filled with the Lila Ras of the most confidential Raj Nikunj, to which even the great sages did not have access. Again, this is what's special about Bhakti, what's special about Raghunath, and what's special about the Manjari Bhav. That by focusing on this service from the heart, from the soul, we are right there in the loving flow between Radha and Mohan. We're witnessing the prem, the flow of love of God. That's why we do this. That's what's special about Bhakti. That's what's special about Manjari Bhav. That's what's special about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Kinkaris, the Manjaris, know even better how to attain Radharani's foot service than Radharani herself. The Kinkaris know even better how to attain Radharani's foot service than Radharani herself. The 6 Goswamis are all eternally perfect maidservants from the groves of Raj. Therefore, it is required to follow in their footsteps.
This is a very beautiful point that the Kinkaris knows better how to get this seva than Radharani herself. That means that Radhika can fully trust this maidservants, so she can be free of everything because the Kinkaris knows all details, everything about this intimate service. So she can be fully fixed in that loving mood towards Mohan. Because the Kinkaris will take care of every detail in the seva towards her. Like, for example, if she is listening evening time the flute song, she will directly run away towards the sound without taking care of her outfit. But the Kinkaris will taking care. Stop, Swamini. We have to decorate you a little bit and make your braid and like this. So they are even more expert in this service of her footsteps than she herself. So she can forget herself completely in the loving mood towards Mohan. And the Kinkaris will surely taking care of that. This is this service of her footsteps. Every single detail the Kinkaris knows. And they will take care of Swamini. So they even knows better than Swamini herself about this seva. Radhe.
It's very nice, and it's another way to say the same thing is to remember that the point of the goal of the Manjaris is not Radha herself, but Radha's love. Of course, they're interested in Radha. They love her. But so are friends, Sakhis. The Manjaris are interested in making sure that she can express her love, that she can be there in the Leela, that everything goes fine. That, like you said, Gaurasundar, that she can surrender, that she can surrender to the love itself. And that love itself is called Prem. Love of the divine, love of God, love of Mohan. Shira Raghunathas Goswami prays, Ah Devi, please give me the excellent service of your lotus feet. What does excellent mean? Babaji answers, the service is so excellent because it is completely free from shame and reverence. And it is very luscious. Free from shame and reverence. And it is luscious. This service, it's those three things. So it's free of shame. It means it's free of material consciousness. The Manjari doesn't think about herself, doesn't worry about who she is, what she's doing, thinks only about the service. It's free of reverence, meaning it's free, there's no opulence, there's no worshipping of Radha just because Radha is beautiful and powerful and wonderful. No, the service is the pure desire to do from the heart. And then it's luscious, means it's juicy. It's full of feeling, full of ras, like Gaura said. So these are three qualities of service. There's no ego, there's no reverence, and it's very juicy. That means it's always flowing with sweet feeling. There's nothing of the sort that the Raghunath says, oh, I think it would be a very nice idea to be a maidservant. Something that you would say with your mind, an intellectual statement. No, it's just full of all the rich feeling, all the rich desire to want to do that service. So this is really very nice micro meditation for us to try to go deep and realize what these three things mean. When we put them into our bhajan, then we can start to copy these in our own attitude. Such service cannot be found anywhere. But now it is given as a token of mercy of Sri Gaura Sundar. So again, the revolution of Chaitanya. It's not anywhere. This kind of relation to the divine. This kind of service. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given it. A special token means a special gift. Raghunathas is a Nitya Siddha Kinkari, eternally perfect Manjari or Kinkari, and the Guru of the Gaudiya Sampradaya, of our tradition. Our teacher by mercy, our teacher by example. The beautiful and sweet service of Shri Radha is also most dear to us. Of all kinds of servanthood, the servitude of Shri Radha is the greatest. We're all doing service in our lives, nothing original. But this service is different. this service without shame, without reverence, and with luscious nectar is one of a kind. Although you are a Sakhi, you are also a maidservant, adolescent in form and attributes, and qualified for the most intimate services. So all Manjaris are Sakhis, but not all Sakhis are Manjaris. There is no other kind of servitude, no other kind of service that can soothe the hearts of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas.
These are the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gaudiya is a place where he spent his Leela. So from this, this name is coming, and there are many using like Gaudiya Mad and so on and so on. But the Gaudiya Vaishnavas are really the followers in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and especially in this kind of servanthood of what is taught by our Raghunath Das, by Rupa Raghunath. These are our real teachers. And the secrets of their teachings are explained here in this book by the mercy of our Anandadas Babaji, and especially of our Gurudev, because he gives the mercy of that feeling of a maidservant, and he offers us from his heart this spiritual body to relish these feelings of a maidservant. These feelings we cannot relish with the material body. So it needs this mercy of a living guru. And what I feel that like Prabhupada, he came in the West and give so much knowledge also about the secrets. And also Narayan Maharaj came also in the West and gave more details. But the mercy of that invitation into that most confidential seva in a spiritual body, I cannot see anywhere else given so freely than in our Gurudev, Sadhu Maharaj, to his Western disciples. And what I feel is that by the influence of the preparation of Prabhupada and Narayan Maharaj, so he can do like this. So we are in a line, and we can be so merciful. No, thankful, not merciful, sorry. Thankful for that mercy. Because this is really a unique thing what happened here to our Western minds, that we can enter in this deep seva of a maidservant. So yesterday we read about, or the day before, how Rupa Goswami brought, I think it was Narottam Das Thakur, to Swamini because of the mercy of his guru, Lokanath Swami, right?
Hmm.
And so Rupa will also bring us in our Manjari form towards Radharani by the mercy of our Gurudev, because he will give a good word for that towards Rupa. Without this invitation of our Guru, Rupa will not do. So this is, I feel so much mercy flowing from the Gurus, and that they are so much connected. There is no, this is a line of mercy, this Guru line, Prabhupada, or Jesus, Prabhupada, Narayan Maharaj, and Gurudev, Rupa, Raghunath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is such a beautiful golden line of mercy and love towards us, Western or even Eastern. We cannot say Western bodies, Eastern bodies also. Eastern minds, Western minds. And this mercy is such a great gift. We cannot recognize this. How much? What that means to our soul, to our eternal being. This is really way out of this misery. Nobody knows how many lifetimes we are spent in this suffering and enjoying. And now we have this good fortune by the mercy of our teachers. So that is so beautiful what you read. There is no other kind of servitude that can soothe the hearts of the Gaudiya Vaishnava. So we like to be a Gaudiya Vaishnava. This is our topmost desire, to be that. Jai Shri Radha.
The Manjaris are actually taking part in the Madhura Ras, but still it is servitude. For their service is within the scope of the Madhura Ras. The Madhura Ras, this highest sweet emotion that's flowing in Radha and Mohan. The service is actually part of that, Anantadas says. It's within the scope. It's part of that ras. This means that we must not think that somehow the Manjaris are helpers that come to get a job for the weekend, to come and help with the meeting of the divine lovers. They do that job and then they leave and then they go to another job maybe. They're completely part of it. They're part of that. They're part of the relationship. They're part of that flow of feeling. Their hearts, the hearts of the Manjaris, are connected with the hearts of the Yugala Kishore, the loving couple. Like we said a few moments ago, Radha, the Manjaris know things that Radha doesn't. And so if the Manjaris were not there, then the meeting would not happen. So in this whole sort of world of what is the divine, the Manjaris are part of it. And our goal is to find our place in that world, our natural place, by discovering our Svarup, by developing our natural identity as Radhadasi, as Manjaris. That's not something foreign or external. That's something completely natural for us. But we need to find our way to that through association, through chanting, Sankirtan, and above all through the mercy of Guru. Narottam Das Thakur says, I'm guessing from Prema Bhakti Chandrika, when will I, by following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa and Srila Raghunatha Goswami, understand the love of Radha and Krishna? So this understand is not intellectual understanding, but understanding with the heart. When can I realize that would be a better word? When can I fully have my heart in that flow of love between them?
This I like your explanation, Surava, because you are always pointed in that love. And as long as we are measured this with our material understanding, we may have some fear for that service. Because in the material world, service is mostly a burden, right? Like for parents, when they have to stay up in the nighttime for their children, some hunger, and so it's a what is it? Tapasya. It's and when I meditate in that way on the seva, I also feel that maybe I can do something wrong. I will be criticized, and so on. It's a burden. So that becomes a blockage to open myself fully in that seva mood. But the seva ras, this is really the service to the prema itself. So that will fill our hearts with that much joy. This is a real, the connection heart to heart. And all we do will increase that loving feelings. So there is not this burden of service. It's enjoying. It's real enjoying in the heart. And it is a fully enjoying in love. And this is there's a big difference to that service we have to do. And what you say, natural. It's a natural connection heart to heart. And this is intense, beautiful feeling will come. And this is the seva rasa. So then the fear will leave. I mean, seriously, if we really do that step in that, it means eternal. And maybe it is the fear for that eternal. Eternal means eternal. It's never stop. It never change. It will be eternal. That will be not for the rest of our life. We sometimes we say, I will do that for the rest of my life. So that means I start and I finish after a lifetime. But this is a new dimension. This is forever, not for one life. It's never ending. And so maybe knowingly or unknowingly, maybe there is a fear in our heart for that step because of that meaning, of that big meaning. But what I feel is when we realize this new dimension of love, of prema, what is always increasing, then it's really, there is no other way than to enter in that sharing of love in the spiritual abode. So no fear for the service itself, because service becomes rasa. And as more service we do, as more rasa will flow. So this is an amazing enjoyment then in the rasa, in the seva. Shirata.
Now I have to glorify Gaurasundara a little bit. If there's anybody, you all know him, but if you've ever seen him, there's nobody you'll meet who embodies this Manjari mood more with his work. Somebody who does work with enjoyment, does service with enjoyment, and with almost endless energy. He's always doing. He's always fixing and helping and building, and always with a smile. Well, always in this pleasure. Not because the money's good or because somebody ordered him, but because it gives this ras that we're talking about. The only thing that stops him, I think, is that there aren't enough hours in the day. Or he would do more.
This is Gurudev's mercy. He is, for every one of us, he is empowering. He is giving so much of his own Shakti towards us, isn't it?
Mm.
Actually, I was meditating many times of his role in my life, and I was always feeling that he is a real my Shakti. This is Shakti is a female. It's a real Manjari.
Mm.
This is what he is so much expert. I see so many, and he is all, even if he criticizes someone, this is the meaning of empowerment. When there is low energy, he will give, he will push to come in his own power, isn't it?
Mm.
He is always a well-wishing soul towards us. So we are really depending on the mercy of the Guru. This is what I feel. So when I buy a house, for example, he will say, "This is not your house. This is my house." And I say, "Okay." So I have no burden. It's his house, and it's Swamini's house. So I have no burden. If I accept this, it's really no weight on my shoulders. That's a good feeling, actually. Jai Gurudev. Thank you, Uddhava.
Rupa and Raghunatha's bodies are made from tip to toe of Yugara Ujjvala Ras, the splendid consciousness of the divine couple. So Yugala, this is the couple, the divine couple. Ujjvala, this means shining, splendorous, like a sunrise, Ujjvala. And Ras is this spiritual, this consciousness of, it's the same, consciousness, not intellectual consciousness, but awareness of this feeling. Yugala Ujjvala Ras. Splendid consciousness of the divine couple. And their bodies are made of this. What a strange thing to say. In the Leelas, remember, bodies are not bodies. In the spiritual world, a tree is not a tree. The bodies are made of feeling, of consciousness, of divine feeling. From tip to toe, every bit of them. How eager their hearts are, how eager their hearts were. How can one become absorbed in this splendid consciousness, this Ujjvala Ras, without being full of this Yugala Ujjvala Ras? How can one become absorbed in this splendid consciousness without being full of this Yugala Ujjvala Ras? So if we want to become absorbed in this same consciousness, we have to realize that same pleasure. We have to have the same consciousness. And this we get by meditating on them, reading about them, singing songs about them, speaking about them, about the Rupa and Raghunath. Meditation on the Kama Gayatri mantra is very helpful for entering into this mood. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read, the transcendental youthful Cupid of Vrindavan, Krishna, is meditated upon and attained by the Kama Gayatri mantra, which has the Kama Bija, the seed of transcendental desire, joined to it. So Kama Gayatri mantra is the mantra asking for desire, asking for the greed, asking for the desire, asking for this longing. So it's one of our most important mantras, since this desire is what makes everything work in our practice and our sadhana. He who makes the devotees forget the material world and who maddens them with his transcendental form, qualities, and pastimes is the transcendental youthful Cupid, and on him we meditate. Dhimahi. That which liberates by being sung is a Gayatri. The worship with the Kama Gayatri mantra is meant to save us from material existence and to make our bodies, minds, and life airs fit for relishing the flavors of Radha Govinda's transcendental pastimes. Another way of saying that by chanting any Gayatri mantra, we can be liberated. And by chanting the Kama Gayatri, the prayer for desire, we can be liberated to that desire that's living in our souls, that naturally happening desire that we have, purest spiritual desire. So if mantras in general help us to purify, to clean away the coverings on our soul, then the Kama Gayatri mantra helps us to clean away the covering on our pure spiritual desire.
Beautiful. This is the point we need to understand, that the Gayatri is getting in the power if we know who we are. Because as long as we don't know who we are, who is chanting the mantra? Who? In which bhav? If we not identify in a spiritual identification, the mantra has not the power. In that moment, we are in our identification, for example, as a Manjari. The mantra will get extremely powerful, because then there is a spiritual person is praying towards a spiritual being. This is the power given by the Guru. This is then the Gayatri becomes a meaning. Before we fix our bhav, it's more the general. We don't know who we are, and of course we don't know who is that person we're praying to. But in that moment, we accept ourselves as a spiritual being, in our case, a Manjari. There is so much power then in the Gayatri. This is a direct call. It's what Gurudev said, a local call. Manjari, a Manjari. When a Manjari is chanting this Gayatri towards the spiritual Cupid, there is a big difference in the meditation to that Karma Gayatri, then another person is meditating on that Gayatri. A Manjari, for example, how Gurudev sometimes explained this, can see or recognize a helpless God, a helpless Cupid, who is, targeted by the arrows, by the flower arrows of a sidelong glance of our Swamini. His flute falls out of his hand. He is completely helpless in that moment. He get the target from her flower-like arrows from her sidelong glance. And we relish this feeling of hers in this situation because he is enjoying so much this moment of to be helpless. God is helpless in that moment. And so Manjari is visiting this unique scene. This is only one meditation. But who else can relish this than a Manjari? So in that moment, we fix ourselves in a sthai bhav. In our case, I always say it as a Manjari. This mantra becomes such an intense power and feeling. We recognize this God in his absorption, and he is fixed with these beautiful arrows of our Swamini. And inside he relished this Ananda, this immense, intense feeling of helplessness. And so our Swamini, she is so, what to say, in her full beauty. And we always also pray for her sidelong glance. And this is now fix our Mohan. And he sits there, and because his knees are becoming soft and he cannot stand, the flute is falling out of his hands. He's completely helpless then in that moment. And this is such a beautiful picture given by Gurudev. Or how I feel is also this Gayatri mantra. And this is really a unique view by the mercy of the Guru given to in the Manjari Bhav. No one else can see like this. A Sakhi will see different when a Sakhi in the hair Bhav is chanting this mantra and so on, right? But there is actually, if I don't know who I am, I'm not self-realized soul, what is the meaning of that mantra? As I don't know who I am, this me is not fixed. Jai Shri Radha.
Yeah. In his spiritual absorption, Sri Raghunathas submits to Swamini's feet. Let me meditate how you overwhelm Shyam with your ecstatic plays in the Kunj. When even you are unable to bring him back to consciousness, you will need me. during his loving pastimes in the Kunj, Sham faints of ecstasy because of encountering the waves of Radhika's vast Madana Mahabhav. But Anuragavati, passionate Radhika, is not satisfied yet. So here some excellent service is required. And Swamini thinks, Tulasi, I cannot break Priyatam's swoon. Why don't you please come? Where else is such a confidential service to be found? Even Lalita and Visakha cannot attain this. So the two Sakhis, two chief
There is
Sakhis.
the question why, no?
Yes.
The question is why they cannot do this. What is the speciality in this? What only Manjari can do, huh? The point is in that how Gurudev explained it. Swamini is teaching Tulasi in a cave about her own glories and special feelings when she is with Mohan. And so she teach only a Manjari for that, because the friends cannot do this. When they listen this most intimate things about our Swamini, they will joking and giggling and do this and that because they feel equal to her. And so she is only teaching her Manjari about his most intimate feelings in a poetic way, in songs. Tulasi can sing in the moment it is needed. And this is now the moment when it's needed. This is not a girlfriends cannot do. They will blame Swamini. So she is not, she has some shame. But in front of her kinkaries, there is no shame. She can tell them everything about her most intimate feelings in their heart. And she will teach them everything. Because a Manjari will never blame Swamini in any kind. Or giggle or whatever. And she will for sure do that service in the moment it is needed. Right.
This is the most excellent service. Radhika is called Devi in this verse because she takes part in such playful sports. Once the divine couple plays a game of dice for wager. She who gives the most joy wins. Shyam is defeated. This is, in a way, not a surprise for us, since she's the greatest love giver in the universe. She who gives the most joy wins, and Shyam is defeated. On Radharani's indication, the maidservant begins to deride Shyam, begins to criticize and make fun, saying, "Oh, hey, don't come here to play dice anymore. Better you go and herd the cows. Understand? For cow herding, you need a cow's brain. You must have become like them because of too much association with them. Qualifications are indispensable. Go and play there where bodily strength is required. For this game, you need some brain. You understand? Don't come here and play. Don't come here to play this game anymore." Shyam is embarrassed by these joking words. There's no limit to Swamini's ecstasy. So Shyam is embarrassed, but Swamini is very pleased. This is the most excellent service. What a sweet upasana, or subject of meditation. How can servitude ever be supreme? When it is anointed with Madhura Ras. So the service of Manjari, the service of Tulasi here is the most important, the highest. Higher than Radha, higher than Mohan, the service to their love is the highest. And then Anantadas says, why is that highest? Or how can it be highest? How can it be supreme? And it's when it's full of sweet flavor, ras, madhura ras. Without being in madhura bhav, sweet spiritual mood, one cannot enter into Radha and Krishna's pastimes like the Manjaris do. So they're in that mood.
This is the beauty. What I just try to understand inside myself in the meaning of eternally. So I think you said that we are part of this. And here it's written that we are being in Madhura Bhav, sweet spiritual mood. So the Manjaris are in that sweet spiritual mood. And so they are a part of the Lila, always part of the Lila. They are in this rasa day and night. Seva rasa is always increasing their hearts. So this service is enjoying. This is a difference between work I have to do. It's a job or whatever. It's a burden. It's not a burden. It's enjoying. It's the highest enjoyment a soul, embodied soul in a spiritual body can ever have. And so that this is what Raghunath, if he is for one moment separate from this, no, he is suffering like mad. And so this is a difference. If here we finish a service, right? We are, maybe we write a book, then it's finished. Or we are renovating a house. We start and finish. But this is different to the spiritual world. There is no end. And it is always increasing. And the moment we are deprived of that, becomes a suffering. So our service is a real rasa, enjoying.
Yeah. Only those who know the feelings and the thoughts of Bhavamaya and Bhavamayi, all emotional Radhika and Krishna Chandra, can enter into this. And there's the same thing again. It's not to have some knowledge, it's not to memorize the slokas. We have to have the feeling. So the goal of our practice is to know the feelings, to find to explore the feelings in ourselves and to grow them.
Bhava Mai. What a beautiful word. Bhava Mai and Bhava Mai.
The maidservants don't want Krishna alone, not even in their dreams. They pray to Krishna, please take me along wherever you play your loving pastimes with your Priyaji, so that I can engage in your loving service. It's not Krishna they want, it's the service to the pastime they want. Maybe it's a good place to stop here, Gaurav.
You're right, Uddhavji. This is the point of meditation we can enter. And we had so many beautiful topics today again. This book is really, how good they've said. We read, again we read, and new feelings, new topics coming, right? We can read 10 times the same part and it's increasing. Is Gurudev there? Maybe he likes to explain something. Or maybe he is asleep. Radhe Gurudev. Good morning.
Yeah,
How are you?
little very sleepy. Let's
Oh,
some medicine. Whole night I am not sleeping. 15 days something. My blood pressure was very high.
oh.
Very high. And then my pressure go down. So I can sleep very nicely today. And no blood come from my gum.
Oh, still stopped, yeah?
Whole night yesterday was 2 days before was blood coming. 2 days. It's very difficult. And they are planning to come to Delhi and I don't want to go there. So we are trying to fix. Everything can improve. So
When is Rasa Leela coming, Gurudev?
I don't know. She's waiting for her sister operation. I have no idea. All good. 16 is the beautiful.
Wow, Gurudev. It's really beautiful. We are.
Every words are beautiful. So I say never leave the words because the feelings will not come.
No.
Read the all words. I think tomorrow will be okay. You can imagine I sleep from 9, 10. Now up to now I sleep. I
My
want
God.
up to 8 I never sleep like this.
No.
10, 15 days I'm not sleeping. 2, 3 hours sleeping.
And
Something
now you slept the whole night.
whole night.
Well, I think this is not bad. Huh? It's good because you have too less sleep.
No, because my pressure was very high. So I cannot sleep, right?
Yeah. You don't like to go daily, Gurudev?
I will try to fix from distance. If I have to
Yeah.
go. Okay. Radha, take care.
Thank you, Gurudev. We had such a nice meditation and we feel so connected to you.
Yeah, very nice. I miss today.
This morning hours are unique.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. Radha.
Jai Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.